let's see, so as soon as this goes live, I'll get the EDC started.
Did you recognize me at the start of the meeting, so to expedite things?
Yes,
Recognize you?
I'm gonna make a motion.
okay.
Oh,
I'll welcome everybody to the January 14th, 2026 annual meeting for the Franklin County Economic Development Corporation. Rachel, could you do a roll call for us?
Sherry Bouye,
yes.
Scott Gordon,
Here.
Nate Manette,
Here.
Clyde Rebedew,
Here.
Eric Shaheen,
Here.
Melissa Mills and Nick Russell are absent. Also present, Jeremy Evans, Paul Ellis, and Rachel Clark.
Thanks, Rachel. So the next thing on the agenda is to nominate a slate and elect officers for the EDC. Would anybody like to make a motion to that effect?
I'd like to make a motion to replicate the exact same slate of officers and committee personnel that we just did in the IDA for our LVC.
You can do both, by the way, with that motion.
Okay, so,
And the
yeah,
officer.
so for the record, Clyde nominates Sherry Boye as chair, Nate Manette as vice chair, Nick Russell as secretary, Nate Manette as treasurer, Nick Russell as assistant treasurer, and Melissa Mills as assistant secretary. Could I have a second for that slate?
A second.
Sherry seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
And if people do the others, like the committee. His motion covered both.
Your motion covered committees as well?
Exactly.
Okay, so in the EDC, the committees are as follows. Governance is Scott Gordon Chair, Clyde Rabideau and Nick Russell as members. Audit and Finance is Nate Manette Chair with Melissa Mills and Scott Gordon as members. And Loan Committee is Melissa Mills as Chair with Clyde Rabideau and Eric Shaheen as members. Turn it over to our chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Clyde. Now I need a motion to accept the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, perfect. No public comments. I'm done here. Approval of previous meeting minutes.
Move that we approve.
First, second.
Yep.
Good. Committee reports,
Nothing to report.
nothing. Treasurer's report.
Same comments that I had in regards to the IDA. Unaudited, waiting for the auditors and with the administrative income that we had come in mostly from the Ready and Resilient, that was the storm that we had. I think our grant revenue just for our administrative was over 100,000. We have billed out other entities for different administration, and I would say this has probably been the single biggest year for administrative grant income that we received. When you do look at the EDC report, there's an operating category and a non-operating category. When we get state money that comes directly to us, that's recognized as administrative income. Most of what we receive is a pass-through. We collect the money from the state. That's a non-operating revenue because it doesn't impact our revenue, our operations, because that money flows right back out to the grant recipients. So you will see both non-operating revenue for grants and non-operating expenses for grants, and that's the pass-through. That's about it.
No new loan applications, right? I
In
know it's probably
regard,
loan committee, but
as far as like loan applications, we do have one person that is part of is going to be applying for the harvest fund monies. They don't have sufficient money to make the purchase and then have to wait for the state payment. So they've asked about doing a bridge loan. I've met with Sherry previously. She's fine with us doing bridge loans because the turnaround time is so quick. I know when we talked about Pendragon before, that was a very unique situation. We're only gonna be focused in on bridge loans that are backed by a guarantee or an award from New York State. So if the award is 25,000. We are not gonna do a bridge loan for the full amount. It will be 90% of that because the grant recipient is supposed to have 10% again.
Well, we're gonna wait to do that until after the harvest fund applications are sent in and so the ones.
Right.
Correct.
For
Right,
funding
but-
are approved and then.
Right, but this
Oh.
person's decision about, whether she could or couldn't go for the grant
Right.
would this be something that we would be willing to do? And that's when I reached out to the sheriff.
How do our current loans look? Everything looks pretty good?
Yeah, I
Good.
mean, everybody's current, I can't, I can discuss a few, situations,
Right.
that's a year. There's just one particular loan that I have a little bit concerned. They've been making their payments all along.
Good.
But, some information has come to
Yep.
me, and so I don't plan on doing anything different, because there hasn't been any issues with their payments. But I'm aware of a situation and I'm
Yep.
monitoring.
Thank you. We have to I need to make a motion. I need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second Nate's motion.
Perfect. CEO report.
All right, for the EDC, we printed out, it's the color, that's the little handout that says strategic plan at the top of it. Just really quick, these are several pages from our economic development strategy that we adopted late last year. The reason I wanted to bring it up today is simply to mention that what we're trying to do as a staff is align what our activities are as much as possible with the objectives and the goals of the strategy. Keeping in mind that there isn't 100% alignment because some elements of the strategy are not what we are necessarily geared to do, and there's other things that we do that don't quite align, but they're still important. Having said that, there's quite a bit of alignment, and the more that we can do that, the less chance this thing has of just sitting on the shelf doing nothing. So I wanted to share it with you just as a reminder that what those overarching goals are. So just as the first page reminds us what the vision is, which is simply see a 2% increase, net increase in the number of working age people in Franklin County. 224 doesn't seem like a lot, but we are actually losing that population. So we need to do more than that. And so the three goals are built around trying to do that. Goal number one, trying to translate it into just simple terms. Goal number one is workforce development. How do we create better jobs and better opportunities for people that want to come back here and work or getting out of school and want to do something that's in need here? We can do better with that as a community. That goal in particular, a lot of that is not what we do. And so what we're trying to do is figure out how to partner with others and share information between different existing efforts that are already happening. And I'll look forward to sharing more with you about that one. Goal number two is that basic economic development work that we do, but we want to do more of it. And then goal number three is really what we do best, and that's downtown revitalization. Doing more and more work with housing and then helping different organizations like Pendragon be successful. And so I don't want to go into any detail here, but just to know that what we're trying to do is make sure what we do aligns with the strategy that we worked so hard on last year. To the extent that we can do stuff, great. Otherwise, we're going to be looking for partners to work with to help get this stuff completed.
Jeremy,
Questions?
I think this is great. I think it was, I don't know, a couple months ago, whatever, Scott may have brought it up, but do we have anything for this, in regards to people from, 50 to 70 or 45 to 70, because that seems to be, we're always fighting that battle of losing people out of high school, and I think we're gonna be fighting that forever, right? The weather,
Yeah.
just opportunity, different things like that. But this seems to be an area where a lot of people do come back when they're
Yeah.
older and do reside and do spend money here and stuff like that. So I'd be interested to see it, something like that to show that that demographic too, because I think that's our strong suit, honestly, around here in Franklin County. That seems to be the people that we're
Thanks,
gaining.
Nate. Is he sick of me talking about that?
No, you're right.
He's being very selfish about it, but that's.
Well, you know, another reason they'll come back is because if their parents didn't leave and they
Well-
may need assistance and.
And I
you
will
know,
still say,
mhm.
for those who have gone away and been entrepreneurs or whatever, who want to come back to this community, there's so much for them to do. And they're often people who can create additional jobs through starting a business or taking over a business, or, because they have the capital to do so.
And they
at that
spend money.
point. Yeah,
There's two places I think that fits very well. Goal number one is because certainly if we can capture the imagination of kids in school still, connect them with the trades or whatever, and get them right into the workforce and they never leave, that's great.
Of course.
But to your
the
point,
reality is,
we need to do more than that, right? We need to attract people from other places,
Mhm.
and that demographic you're talking about, marketing to them somehow will be really helpful in that regard. The other one is goal number 3, which is basically community development, making sure our communities are attractive places to be, to have good amenities and
Mhm.
services and
Mhm.
things to do and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
You look at development like Twin Ponds, right? I mean, that just
Mm.
brought how many
Mm.
unbelievable jobs and homes and families
Yep.
into this area that were not here 10 years ago.
Creating the demand for other,
good.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's my EDC
Okay.
CEO with the.
Very good. Oh, where's mine? And then, old business, any old business to discuss? Okay, new business, we have the same resolutions, 2026-01. Adopted required policies, mission statement, disposition of property policy, and procurement policy. I need a motion. Bring it to you. Okay, need a second?
second,
Okay, any discussion? No, because we covered it. All in favor?
I-
Second resolution, 2026-02, authorize Frontier Harvest Fund awards. Anybody want to discuss that? Jeremy? Anything else?
Do motion in second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to bring it to the floor, sorry.
I like this.
Be in line.
Motion.
I'll say.
Okay, so the Frontier Harvest Program is a New York CDBG Economic Development or Micro Enterprise Fund funding that we are administering in partnership with Franklin County. It's a $300,000 total grant, up to about 60,000 is available for administration. And we are currently working, or the window for receiving applications is currently open. I think the deadline is Friday. And then we have a committee ready to go to review the applications. And Rachel Child has an aggressive timeline to be able to take those recommendations and making awards, which tentatively would happen before our next meeting. And so and we've done this, something similar with a previous grant. What this resolution is authorizing is for me to go ahead and make award letters based on the recommendation of the committee. And then in conjunction with all the rules and regulations,
and then report to.
and then
the board.
report back to the board on how that went.
Any other questions? Do we do roll call on this one or just all in favor?
We could do all in favor.
I thought so. All in favor?
I,
That is all set. No executive session necessary, no public comment. And I need a motion to adjourn the EDC.
I'll make those.
second,
Great. Thank you. Next one, very liquid.